I have to share today, because I think this new research being conducted in Florence that I'm going to talk about is really going to build a bridge between people with celiac disease and people with gluten intolerance. So I was very excited to come across this study. The question research was, should people who have symptoms of celiac disease but negative celiac disease test results follow a strict gluten-free diet? And the answer the research came up with is yes, which a lot of you may find surprising. University of Florence researchers publishing in the Journal of Proteome Research looked at 141 patients, 61 of whom had been diagnosed with celiac disease, 29 who had symptoms but no official diagnosis, and 51 people without any symptoms. Using magnetic resonance metabolic profiling, big word, the researchers analyzed biochemical markers in the patient's blood and urine. They found that those with symptoms but no diagnosis largely shared the same profile as those with confirmed celiac disease, while the group of people without symptoms had different biochemical profiles and markers. A quote from the study says, "Our results demonstrate that metabolic alterations may precede the development of small intestinal villus atrophy and provide a further rationale for early institution of the gluten-free diet in patients with celiac disease, as recently suggested by prospective clinical studies," the researchers concluded. This is really, really, really interesting and really exciting, and it's kind of amazing because currently, as many of you know, the gold standard for celiac diagnosis is villus atrophy, which means the villi in your small intestine get atrophied because of the gluten. And saying that they can catch this earlier than actually visible in villus atrophy is huge, just because it's going to save, hopefully it will lead to earlier diagnoses of people with celiac disease and have more people on a gluten-free diet that should be. And the more I study celiac and gluten intolerance and nutrition in general, I really have come to understand that our body tells us more than we give it credit for. That when you eat something, like regardless of what a test says, I think when you put something in your body and you have a negative response to it, you are in a lot of ways not listening to your body. So if you eat dairy and you don't feel well after eating dairy, most likely your body's telling you to stop eating dairy. And we spend millions of dollars every year as Americans on this kind of digestive industry, digestive aid industry, with Rolaids and Tums and Pepto-Bismol and Beano and all of these like funny products. They're not funny. Beano's kind of funny. But people don't think about why we're taking those meds in the first place, that we could simply remove the food from our diet to alleviate the symptoms. So that being said, I think this study is definitely a step in the right direction towards finding out more about celiac disease, finding out more about gluten intolerance, and maybe finding kind of a baseline between the two, if you will, more so than simply gluten in general. And I read one study recently, it's not in my notes, but just recently Dr. Fasano at University of Maryland released that 1 in 7 people, or 25 million Americans, will experience gluten intolerance in their lifetime and should be on a gluten-free diet. So that's just kind of amazing. Just another stat to throw out to you. It's been a long couple of weeks. As always, I hope everyone's doing well out there. Email me if you have questions, want to know more. And as always, it's from Have Not to Having Gluten-Free Dining. Thanks for watching.